Hey Posse, it's Monee. Welcome to my channel. And today we're discussing Real Housewives season 15, episode 2 and 3, which I feel like we're super mid. Okay. So if you haven't already, check out my review episode 1 and let me know if you like voiceovers better or if you want to see me on screen. I just felt like these episodes are mid and I was just like, okay, let's just do a little voiceover and just get this out the way. So episode 2, we're having the continuation of the party where Sheree, Kenya, and Martell are all going at it. So Sheree said she wanted to see the receipts of this Martell being in Kenya's DMs. Okay, me personally, the whole thing is I feel like Kenya was not wrong for telling Sheree. I feel like Kenya was trying to cover her ass just in case something happened. Martell can say anything. He gives me like energy of like being, he just gives me like a guy who is strong and got muscles, and he just think he this big macho man and he just want to be loud and he want everybody to see him. That's what I think. I think Kenya was trying to tell Sheree to cover her ass just in case it came up later in the show. She told someone else. And it's just, I feel like it was like a common courtesy. I don't think she can't, I get it. I get the whole, I hate a man always trying to talk to me type girl. Get it, for sure. I think Kenya was coming from the approach of like, I'm just letting you know because he may be opportunist, da. Now, it was 2 years ago. She should have been more clear about that. Get all the receipts right first. But honestly, me, I don't think, and Kenya is messy. She is, but I don't think she's coming from a bad place. Let me know what you think in the comments. So the fight is going on at this party. And I think Kenya wasn't even being aggressive towards Martell until he was like, I don't care if I tried to fuck you 2 years ago. Why are you bringing it up? And you probably respond to everybody on DMs. I think that's when Kenya turned up, and then that's when things went left. I think that like Kenya, like I said, she is very messy. We know she's messy, but I think that she's just like traumatized from men, from all that she's been with, like all the guys she's been with and dealt with over the years. And I really think she was trying to protect Sheree, to just be like, hey girl, you've dealt with abuse. I dealt with abuse. There's some red flags, some red signs going off. And I think that you should look into it. So then we find out that Ralph and Courtney are cousins. And at this point, I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. I really don't care. So Sonia and Candy go out to lunch. And this is what we figure out more about Candy and Courtney's situation. And when Candy was like, so what did you say when she said I brought the hood out? She called me ghetto. She was like, Sonia said, I said, I stuck up for you. I said, I'm like, girl, you did not stand up for Candy. I feel like if Sonia right now, since she's so new, she's definitely just trying to fit in with everybody. I think she definitely should have spoke up. I think she should have been like, okay, girl, like Candy, can get a little, rowdy or get there, but like, she's not like, I think she should have said something. So, oh my God, one of the funniest reads of the show was definitely when Sheree was like, I don't know if I'm going to Blaze, I'm getting biscuits or bullets. That was crazy. But we see Candy's cousin, I think, how he shot. We all heard about the crime that happened at Blaze, the restaurant. But I mean, yeah, like Candy said, the crime in Atlanta is going crazy, very crazy. So to wrap up this episode, of course, the conversation between Sheree and Kenya was probably like the biggest thing. Sheree was really big on this was not 6 months ago, it was 2 years ago. Do y'all think it made a difference? Sheree felt like Kenya was being disrespectful to Martell, and Kenya was saying like, oh, it's bros before hoes, like us bros before hoes. And she felt like Sheree always feels like that Kenya is calling black men aggressive. And I get what Sheree is coming from with that, but I feel like Martell was being aggressive. I feel like he turned up. He just gives me sassy energy. Like I said, if you didn't watch the first review I did not watch the real love of, what is it? Love and Marriage Huntsville. I did not watch that, so I don't know much about Martell besides what I see at the blogs. And then just seeing his energy here, he is definitely someone that I would not be a fan of in person. So was Kenya wrong for calling him aggressive? No, because he was. He came out real sassy. I just felt like he could have approached it completely different. Kenya, I feel like she was all laugh and giggles until he was like, I don't care if I tried to fuck you 2 years ago and you probably respond to everybody in your DM. Like Martell as a man, what was the point of you saying that? I can get with, like, I don't know. Like, people, I've seen some people say like, oh, I'm matching energy with a man, I don't care. Or as a woman, don't come at a man a certain type of way if you don't want him to come at you. I get all of that. But if you rewatch, I watched the episode twice. Kenya didn't come at him crazy. She was laughing to try to make it less awkward. And once he said that, that's when she was like, whoa, because Kenya be like, don't curse at me. So that's what happened. So I don't think Kenya was in the wrong, and I do think that Martell was aggressive. Now, is this a messy situation? Yes. But hey. So then we go to episode 3, which is also a flop. Sheree and Sonia and Marlo talking about BravoCon, and they're talking about what happened, what didn't happen. And yeah, so when they talked about Candy and Mama Joyce at BravoCon and how he was just, how Mama Joyce was just really disrespectful about, Candy. And I remember when that came out on the blogs, and I was just like, whoa, like, that was a lot. I think, yeah, like, I don't know if Candy has had that talk. I'm sure she has. It's been, her and Todd been married, 9 years now? Like, Mama Joyce, you gotta bring it down a couple of notches, because if that was me, I'd be like, look, we need to have a sit down, kumbaya. Y'all need to get baptized together or something. We need to drink some ashwa tea. Like, what's going on? Because we need to be in harmony. Would y'all marry somebody that y'all's mama did not like or did not approve of? Let me know down in the comments down below. I don't know if I could, but when it comes to this situation, Mama Joyce is definitely out of there. She's definitely OD crazy. She's definitely out of control, and she needs like a muzzle on her face. Like, seriously. But also they talked about, what else happened at BravoCon? I feel like a lot happened, but I guess like some beef was brewing between Drew and Sonia, and they had made up and all these things. Let's talk about Drew. Drew and Ralph, I feel like this whole relationship with their music making situation is fake. I think maybe they probably did fall in love in the beginning because of music, but honestly, all their scenes just seem so forced to me, which we all know at the end, like we see they having a divorce brewing. But like, I cannot stand to watch Drew and Ralph on TV because it just gives me fake energy. And then the fact that this man said, yeah, we're gonna be the new Ike and Tina. Drew was surprised, but I knew that Ralph meant that. They were giving much. They were definitely giving Ike and Tina, especially when Drew brought up how she feels like Ralph is like, he was in it at first and he's pulling back, and he was like, well, I got this to work on and I was there for you, and that. I was just like, yeah, this is giving Ike and Tina. This is what this man wants. But I think that they're faking this whole music love relationship. Is very forced. I hope that Bravo did record, or Peacock, whoever is over this now, I hope that they did record the divorce part, because I would love to see that, not in like a negative way, just to see like what's going on with that. Also with Drew, let's just keep it on the Drew. I can't believe that Drew and Candace are friends. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, I mean, they're both pretty ditzy, but I love Candace. And, well, I'll say I like Candace a lot. But I thought it was cute that Drew and Candace had this friendship and that she invited her to the city winery tour. But I do agree that bringing all the girls out there for you to sing your little, what did Kenya call it? She called it her me moment, or whatever she called it. I was just like, girl, you sang 3 notes and you made everybody fly to Chicago for this, or whatever they was at. Like, come on now. Now, Candace, she was giving Beyonce. I think Candy said, oh, somebody's a Beyonce fan. That was my Candy impersonation. She was really giving Beyonce. I feel like Candace's wig was bigger than her. Like, yeah, I feel like the performance was cute. I really did expect more like the other girls. Ralph did bring Drew some flowers. I thought that was cute. But like I said, in that moment, I don't know. It's something that Ralph did in that moment. I was like, this is definitely giving Ike and Tina. Like, it was the energy for me. Also, we figure out that Courtney and Ralph are cousins. Who else? Raise your hand in the class if you think that this is fake. How are Courtney and Ralph cousins? I feel like, oh, how convenient. How convenient. I don't know. I just think that this is fake, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up fucking later. I mean, honestly and truly. And then we see that Courtney's baby daddy is the fine dude from Barbershop and from Groove Theory. And I was just like, okay, wow, small world. For her to have a 24-year-old, she looks good. I didn't expect that. But why, Drew, did you call Candy on FaceTime when you know this girl do not like Candy? And she was like, I'm not trying to be messy at all. Drew with the mess. Yes, you are. Drama with Drew. That's what you was giving. You already knew that. And now Drew and Courtney are going to try to be best friends. I'm not looking forward to that. Courtney is not really doing anything for me. It wasn't doing it for me. And then at the city winery tour, Candy and Courtney started getting into it. Courtney was really trying it. She really trying to, but like I said, y'all not going to play with Candy. Candy said, at the end of the day, I bring everybody out. And I said, Candy, I know that's right. And also, we see this beef between Marlo and Monee. Did I miss that? Because I was just like, where did this beef come from? I don't know. I was so confused by that. Shout out to Kenya for doing Kenya Moore hair care at the Magic Cities Classic in Atlanta, repping for the HBCUs. I am a illustrious HBCU graduate, so I was like, okay, Kenya Moore. I thought that was cute. I didn't know that Monee was a dancer either, so I'm liking to get more of Monee. I am enjoying that. Other than that, let me see. Other than that, I just really wish the performance of the City Winery was like a little more extensive. I feel like maybe Candace should have let Drew sing more of her song, or Drew should have actually like opened up for Candace or something like that. Because when the girls was like, oh, that's it, I know she'd bring us out for this, I felt the same way. I was like, girl, like I feel like I understand that this was a big moment for her career. I definitely get that part. But to bring all these people out, like, girl, you should have brought your best friend, who I don't know who that is, but bringing one person and your husband and leaving it at that. Yeah. Now, at the end, when they had the producer moment, when they showed Marlo and Drew talking about how Drew brought up the shooting at Blaze Candy's restaurant, Marlo was saying, like, why didn't you say the word shooting? And I think she was just trying to be sensitive, but when Marlo was like, oh, when this happens with Candy, everybody sweeps it under the rug. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because I feel like, but I do know that Candy does have a favoritism, but I feel like she feels that way because Candy is real. Candy really looks out for people, does for people, and like people like Candy. So when people like you, of course you get away with more, like, duh. But I'm just trying to figure out, what does one over here have to do with you over here? What does the shooting at Blaze have to do with okay. Let me rewind it back. She did talk about how her nephew works at Old Lady Gang, how Candy wasn't really empathetic when her nephew died. Like, I feel like it was a lot going on, and I really don't have words for the situation. I just feel like there's a lot going on. Maybe we'll see more about this in the next episode. But, I mean, sometimes when stuff happens, like, because her nephew could have been an employee, but she might not have known him. And maybe she's talked on the phone to Marlo. And you know how Marlo is. Marlo be trying to make a story. So I do feel for Marlo losing her nephew to gun violence. That is a situation that, no one wants to deal with. But why is that an attack on Candy? Candy didn't pull the trigger. Then that's what I'm saying. Maybe Candy could have been more empathetic in a text message, but we don't know what happened outside of that text message. And it seemed like they had to sit down and, So, I don't know. What do y'all think about that situation? Because that situation was really sticky at the end. I was like, ooh, this is a lot. I don't know what to say about this. But yeah, these 2 episodes weren't that great to me. They were okay. Hence why I decided to just do 2 and 3 together. Hopefully that this season kind of kicks up. It's feeling kind of dry. It's giving Old Lady Gang. But I hope that it turns up and it gets a little better. So let me know all your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, give this a thumbs up, like my channel, share this with your other Real Housewives fans, okay? Your fan friends, and let's keep this conversation going. Posse out. Bye.